What's up guys, Harsh here, back in the video. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can create a IoT project with the DHT11 ESP8266 module. So as you can see that I have programmed and everything is up and running, and I can get my temperature reading on my smartphone over here. So as you can see I'm currently sitting in a 34 degrees Celsius temperature with 95% humidity. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can create this project. It's a very simple project. You need only 3 connections to be done. So let's get started. Okay, for this project I'm going to use a ESP8266 module mounted on Node MCU, and I'm using a breadboard to make the connections a bit easier. So we'll be mounting the temperature sensor on it as well. So here is our temperature sensor. It's a simple DHT11 sensor. You can also use DHT22 and other sensors, but you will need to make a few modifications in the code. So as you can see that it has only 3 pins, that is ground, data and VCC. So we will connect the ground and the VCC to the power obviously, and data pin will go to the input of the ESP. So let's do the connections. So now let's mount the temperature and humidity sensor to the breadboard first. So just like so, you can just mount it. So as you can see that we have the lines for the data in and out and the voltage. So we'll connect the jumper wires. So as you can see that the ground is our brown wire, so it will go to the ground of the ESP. And then we will connect our orange wire, which is the VCC, to the voltage in of the ESP. And then finally we will connect the data pin to the D4 of the ESP. So as you can see that D4 pin is right over here. So as you can see that the D4 pin is right over here, so we will do the connection there just like that. And that's all for the connection. We are done with it, and now we can go ahead and program the ESP and make the app. Okay, so now let's create a new project in the Blink app. So we'll click on new project, and then we'll just give it a name, and then we'll select our board, which is the Node MCU, and click on OK. And then we will select the connection type, which is Wi-Fi of course, and then click on create. So once you have created the new project, an authentication code will be sent to your mail, and from that mail you can paste it in your Arduino IDE. So now let's just add our displays and gauges. So I will add a labeled value for my temperature measurement, and then I will also add a gauge for my humidity measurement. So now once we have added our gauges, we can just program them. So let's just click on the labeled value first, and then I will name it temperature. Then we will select our input pin, and this is all in virtual pin, so we'll select the virtual pin first, and then we'll select the virtual pin V6 because in our code it is programmed by that particular pin. So we'll select that and then click on OK, and then we'll give it a label of degrees Celsius, and we'll make it right aligned just like that. And you can set a max value. I will just set it to 100 in this case. And the reading rate you need to set, you can set whatever you want. You can set it for 10, 15, or I don't know, 1 hour, 2 hours, but I will set it for just 2 seconds. So in every 2 seconds the readings of the temperature sensor will be updated in the display. So right now our value display for the temperatures program. Now let's program our humidity gauge. So I will name it humidity, and we will select virtual pin V5 for our humidity measurement, and then we will also change the refresh rate to 2 seconds, and we will set the max value at 100. Okay, so once this is done, we can go ahead and open up our computer or laptop and program the ESP. Okay, so before we can start doing anything, first of all we need to make sure that our Arduino IDE is capable of programming an ESP board. So if this is your first ESP project, you need to watch this part, and if it is not, you can just skip the 2 or 3 minutes or so of this video. So to make sure that your Arduino is capable of uploading code to the ESP, first of all what you have to do is just go to files and then go to preferences. This will open up this little window over here, and in the additional board manager URL you have to paste this link. I will give it in the description, and then just click on OK. Then what you have to do is just go to tools, go to boards, and click on boards manager. And from here you have to scroll down at the very bottom and look for the ESP8266 by the ESP8266 community. So as you can see, this is the boards that you are going to use. So just click on install, and it's not showing in mine because I have already installed that, but it will just show like this, and it's a pretty big file, so it will take around 5 to 7 minutes to install. So after that, what you have to do is install the Blink library onto your system. So go to Sketch, go to Include Library, and then click on Manage Libraries. Now this will also open up this small box, and in that you will have all your libraries. So all you do is just go to the search bar and type Blink, then press enter. So on the top you have your Blink library version 1.0.0. so it is already installed, but in your case it will show like this. So you have to click on the install button and it will install automatically onto your Arduino IDE. Now as for the code, you can get it from the official Blink site. So here it is. You can see that I have typed in the board name, the connection type, and the sensor type. So you can get the example of the code from here. I will give that link in the description. You can check it out. So additional to those libraries that we have installed, you need to also install these two libraries, because we are using a DHT11 sensor and that requires a few libraries to be installed. So these are the two libraries. So let's just click on one of them. So this is the Add Food Sensor library. So to install this, all you have to do is go to Releases and then click on the latest version that you can find. So make sure it is a zip file, that will be easier to install. And once you have downloaded that, you can just go to your Arduino IDE and then go to Sketch, go ahead and include the library and add zip library, and then navigate to where you have downloaded the library. So as you can see, here are my two libraries in the downloads folder. So you can only install one library at a time, so just click on either one of them and then click on open, and it will install the library. And I am getting an error because I have already installed my library in my IDE, but in yours it will be saying that successfully installed or whatever. So this code comes with a lot of information regarding the code, so you can have all the explanation and all the changes that you need to make. So as you can see that here is a major change you can do over here. So if you set it to true, it will give the readings in Fahrenheit, but I obviously live in India and we use degrees Celsius, so I will just keep it as it is for the degree Celsius readings. Okay, so let's copy this code onto our Arduino IDE and we'll go from there. So I have removed all the comment line and whatnot from the code and just kept the necessary portion. So if you are using any sensor other than DHT11, you need to change this line over here. So this code can support DHT22 and DHT21 sensor, so you can just change the number over here and it will work. Then you have to paste your authentication code in this line over here. So once you have created your Blink app, you will get an authentication code in your email from which you have registered in the Blink app. So this authentication code will be pasted over here for the communication. Then you have to paste your network name and your network password on the SSID and the pass lines. So here your network name will go and here your network password will go, and then here you can see the virtual pin V6 and V5 that are being used. So we are using V6 for temperature and V5 for humidity. So now let's select our board, which is NodeMCU 12E module, and this one right over here. So we'll just select that, and then we'll select our COM port, which is COM4 in my case. It will be different in your case, so keep that in mind. So let's just select COM4, and once you have checked all the code, you can just click on upload and it will compile and upload the code to the ESP8266 module. Okay, so if you have done everything correctly, you can see that we can now get the temperature reading from the sensor. So as you can see that the current temperature is at 34 degrees Celsius and the humidity is at 95%, so pretty humid right now, and it's actually updating in every 2 seconds, but the temperature is not changing. So let me just try a bit to change the temperature. Okay, so now I just blow a little air into the sensor, and as you can see that the temperature is now at 36 and it's actually changing in every 2 seconds. It's coming down to the normal room temperature. So there you guys, you have successfully created a remote temperature measurement system, so you can measure temperature at anywhere you want of the particular place that the sensor is placed in. So thanks for watching the video. Please like, subscribe and share, and I'll catch you all later.